Da, 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 da.
It's our anniversary.
Anniversary.
It's our anniversary. Yes, that's actually gonna be the title of this video. Look at that. Just as we hit the play button, the sun came right out. Bam.
It's meant
But yeah.
to be.
This video here is going to be titled just that. Now, we did something similar to this. We're going to be touching on some things such as secrets to a long, healthy marriage. Remember, we did that video. I gave some great pointers because why? We got 30 years plus being married, right?
Yes.
Young couple that got married at a very young age and still together, happily together, never been separated, never did none of these silly things that cause so much trauma to our relationships. Of course, we argue with each other with silly stuff. But there's never been a third person that come into our relationship. These are secrets to a great, healthy, long marriage, right?
Yeah, that's one of them.
That's one of many.
Yeah. And another one is, if you ask me, I would say respecting each other's feelings.
Yes, yes.
It's like I always say, it's a two-way street, not a one-way street. If you respect what I'm saying, I expect you to respect what,
Yeah. Not always.
each other.
I don't respect anything you're saying. Just like she try to be disrespectful with some of us. It happens. That's just us being 100% honest. We don't always agree, right?
No.
And honestly, that's what makes it so much wonderful, because if I agree with it's just like with a friend. If you got a friend who agree with all your nonsense, especially your negative behavior, that's not a real friend. Because a real friend will let you know, hey, come on now. That's wrong what you're doing. This and that. Come on, don't act like that. Don't do that. Don't treat these people like that. They get on your case about it. That's what a real friend, and they understand. By me correcting you, it may even cause a little tension between us. But what real friends do, just like real family members, and just like in real relationships, yeah, we disagree, and sometimes it leads to a big argument sometimes. And in the end, it's like, nah, the respect is there. I'm only telling you something. You don't see the point of view I'm making to you. But later you realize it, and you go, I just didn't want to hear your voice at that time. But I was right, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And vice versa, the time she got on me, where I'm like, oh, we're going to do this. And then she's like, nah, but babe, remember last time, this and that. I'm like, yeah, but this is it. Acting like I know it. And then she makes some vital points. And I'm like, wow, I didn't, thanks. So the respect is there. Thanks. That's her job. To correct me when I'm wrong,
right,
and vice versa. I love it when she correct me when I'm wrong, because I think that I got it right.
Yeah, it does. But it also has to be a balance. It has to be a balance in a relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Or even, what we're saying relationship, but it overalls with everything, whether it's with your family or with your friends, your so-called friends. And I always said that to my daughters, that I always use that word so-called, because you never know how they truly have a true friend until after so many years.
When they really test
and when when you see that person that actually sees that you see that got great intentions for you, that's a friend. So that's why I say this is a friend when you actually telling me what I'm doing wrong. Because you don't wait till I get in the fire, figuratively speaking, and then you telling me, no, babe, you can't go in there. No, you tell me enough time for me to realize I gotta fix it. I can't go to that direction.
True.
But then that's how that's how we evolve. That's how we stick longer.
I like that.
There's times where I just don't say anything to him, and it makes it look like I'm not. What's the word you use?
The silent treatment.
The silent treatment. And you know what? If there's sometimes where I say, okay, so you don't want me to say
I'm going to
one
give you
word.
another water gun.
No, because if I say one word, he looking at me like I'm trying to start an argument.
I'm getting another water gun. She threw away I had two good super soaker water guns. When she want to do that nonsense, guess what?
That thing was cracked.
I'm getting another water gun. When you start the nonsense and you want to do silent treatment, okay.
Yeah, go to
I'm going to get my water gun.
You can go to the dollar store and get one. You'll be all right.
No, I'll get the good one. The one that really gets you, where you be like, like she act like she's drowning.
Well, you love shopping at Amazon. Go get it.
But yeah, like we said, it's our anniversary. We got 30 years being married. 30 plus years
30
being
plus,
married. August
yeah.
19th.
Mhm.
This our anniversary, this very day. And what makes our relationship so great and long lasting is, like you said, the respect. The true love you have for someone. See, not the fake love you have for someone. It's like the other video we did right here. Like I said, to really love someone there's no blood ties. See, your kids could do and say disrespectful stuff, but you still love them.
Exactly.
Sometimes you really make you want to strangle them, right? But they're your kids. You still tolerate a lot of nonsense. But it's when it's your wife, your husband. Unfortunately, some people divorce. They like, I'm not tolerating that. Guess what? Your son or your daughter did stuff way more reckless and cost you so much more financial losses than what your husband and your wife did. But you don't forgive your husband and your wife, but you don't forgive your son and your daughter. And they did way more reckless stuff. So there's no blood ties. So to really love somebody, it has to be really true love. And that true love means, it comes with the respect, the admiration, and the appreciation, right? Like in that video
Exactly.
we did. Because if you think about it, a lot of people so-called love each other with conditions. Meaning, if you do this for me, I love you if you do
You
this.
do this, yeah.
And then you be vice versa. But you gotta be able to do this. And that's why I love you, because you do this. See, that's not real true love. That's love with conditions. So what if I don't have those conditions, meet those conditions? Then it's not real love.
Exactly.
And respect.
It's like, since I'm going to add what you're just saying, the reason why, if you ask me, is more of about feelings. You respect each other's feelings. Like, for example,
You
when
wanna?
we was, no baby, thank you.
Good.
When we was,
Eat them over.
when we, choke. When we were over there, and when we used to live in Broadway, and he was working, I was only working part-time, and I picked up the girls from school. But then it said, I want to do something with the girls, and I found myself every other day we would go out and go to the mall or go to the stores if we needed. But I would step out with our girls. They were little at that time, and it came a point where every time you would come home, those
I see
days,
where she's going with this.
you would come and
Some of y'all may say I'm tripping, but just hear her out.
No. In your eyes, you're tripping. Some people think you might be tripping, but it's not. It's a point to all of this. My thing is that he said something that was actually bothering him, and said, "Babe, I would like to come home and find you guys home." So be able to embrace and be able to,
like you said,
and
she was at the
throughout
mall
the day,
with our daughters.
Yeah,
they were
while he's
hanging out here
working.
and there. I come home to an empty house.
He's already telling me how he feels. So I was like, okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I was doing more than enough, that you felt that way.
Because our daughters are constantly, let's do this, let's go here, let's go here,
But
let's
they're
do
little
this.
kids. They
Like,
gonna
damn.
run. But as an adult and as a loving wife, I was respecting his feelings.
Yes,
Just so
and I appreciate
if I ask him something to respect it, he's gonna respect my feelings, right, Bobby?
Yes, because
Yeah.
that was a simple conversation. It wasn't nothing of me demanding of my wife. I wasn't dictating. No, I just said, this is something that I feel. I hate when people go, I feel like, or that was the other one they say, I mean, that's when the bull jump about to come out. But anyway, what I did say, I said, bam, when her and my daughters, our daughters, came home from the mall, wherever y'all was at, I said, babe, and you was like, babe, is everything all right? Because you noticed a little difference in my,
Yes.
and I mean, I wasn't starting them, but I said, wow, there's something now kicking my butt. I said, no, babe, I said, can I just ask you for something? I don't want to start no argument. And you was like, nah, what is it, man? Did I do anything wrong? I said, nah. Did y'all had a good time tomorrow? I see y'all bought this, bought that. I said, good. I said, but babe, I'm glad y'all had a great time, but it's just a small thing I like to ask you. I said, after working long hours at the job, 10, 12 hours, whatever the case, I said, when I come home from work, I would love to see y'all there when I get home. And then we can all go to the mall, or y'all can still just go to the mall by yourself. But when I walk in the house, I would really appreciate it that I see you guys. Opposed to I get home to an empty house and you talking about y'all out and you be home later. I said, come on. And from that day on, my wife said, no problem, babe. I'll make sure that. And sure enough, every day I come home, as soon as I walk in the door, my wife greet me right at the door with a kiss and a hug. Every day. It's a wonderful feeling. And then, of course, she would tell our daughters, and they would come, hey, your dad home, and I would get that. It's such a loving feeling that a man feels You come home and your wife greets you at the door with a hug and a kiss. Your daughter's writing back a hug, and they're like, "Hey, Daddy, glad to see you home." Okay, that's wonderful. Now, y'all want to go to the mall together, or y'all want to go by yourself? Fine, but see, you just gave me a simple thing that I asked.
Yeah,
And it made me so more happy. It made us feel more happy. And guess what? I got a couple extra dollars in my pocket. Y'all want to go to the mall? Go ahead. See, whatever. It makes everybody so much more happy. Like, wow, Daddy gave you extra money. He said we could get that. Yeah, because see, we just did something that showed him respect and appreciation, and in return, he's done the same to us. He said, "Hey, here's an extra $300. Go ahead and do what y'all want." Like, wow, we got to do this more often.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah,
But that's the reason why I gave you this short story, because we have to really, if we truly love the person that we are with, we're supposed to respect it in many different ways. Sometimes we have to let our feelings and our emotions just back up a little bit and realize.
I'll give you a perfect example. Like we said many times before, of course we argue. But sometimes the arguments get really intense. And then this joke will be going all ridiculous with the nonsense. She'll say silly stuff like, "You know what? If you want to get a divorce, we can get a divorce." And I'm like, yeah, let's go get a divorce then. Let's go get a divorce. You talking about let's go get a divorce. And just like, you know what? We can still live in this house. You can live on your side of the house, and I can live on my side of the house, and we can just be friends. I'll be like, what? You see how stupid you sound? And you know when you call a woman, you use the word, I ain't call her stupid. I said stupid. Just because you say the word stupid, they really get fired up.
Okay.
I said, you know how stupid that sounds? So I'm going to live on this side of the house, and you all the time, why I got to be on that side of the house? Why you on this side of the house?
But you know
what are you talking about? I said, you know how stupid you sound? Talking about we could be friends. Is you out your damn mind?
Yeah, you got some
Get your
relationships
goofy butt out of here.
They're better off being friends than. But I didn't mean that. It was just me being pissed off. But at least I was saying it. He probably was thinking it.
See, she's thinking for me now, right?
No, because sometimes
now she's thinking for me.
Sometimes a relationship is like that. Sometimes a person will say what the other person wished to say. But
what number I'm thinking?
They don't have the courage.
What number I'm thinking?
Oh my Lord, oh my Lord. But it is like that. Sometimes we wish we say so much that you know yourself that it's hurtful. But then you wind up finding out the other person, your spouse, says it. It beats you to it. And that person has the courage to say it.
It is true.
That's all it is.
I know, because you're right.
But
It doesn't feel good.
I mean it.
It feels good when I could be saying something and you finish my sentences and vice versa.
Yeah.
Because when you're with somebody so long, I don't even be realizing. We've been together so long, I almost implement you in all my stories. Even when sometimes they're not even true. I might be telling somebody an old story of something when I was 18. I'm like, yeah, me and my wife, and it's like we wasn't even together then.
Oh my goodness.
We've been together so long that I say something like, yeah, remember that time we went to that restaurant, something, you like, babe,
oh yeah.
I ain't never go to that restaurant, so I don't know what you talking about or who you talking about. You must be talking about one of your little floozy friends, because it wasn't me. I'm like, what are you talking about? That was me and you. We went to the restaurant. And then I'll be like, wait a minute. That's when I was out there gallivanting. You're right. I was out there gallivanting. Then you're right. That wasn't you.
But like what he says, it's be like you be in a place where you thought that you was there already, or you have been. You never
and you got
been.
so much time with somebody.
And you never been.
You think that all your stories is with this person. It's like,
no, let me tell you something so comical. And then I started laughing all to myself. One day, you know, I think it was like 15 years later, we was in our house. It was time for me to take a shower. And I looked in the mirror and I literally had a little bit of resemble of him.
You think so?
Yeah, I thought I looked like you. I said, no, wait.
You look like our daughters.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Sometimes you with somebody so long, you start to sound like
you.
Start to look like. I get what you're saying.
And it's kind of crazy because it's not.
Yeah.
But that's
got me on your mind that much.
Yeah.
It's just like times when you said to somebody else, it may sound silly, but it sounds beautiful to me. When your wife or your husband could tell you stuff like, "Man, I had a beautiful dream about us last night." Like, wow, you still have dreams of me, of us? That's a beautiful thing when someone can tell you something like that. I'm telling you, it will make the other person go, really? You actually be dreaming of us. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing.
That is.
All this touches on our anniversary. When you've been with someone so long. Matter of fact, even when you filling out paperwork, right? Matter of fact, that's how I'm going to give y'all the word of the day. You thought I forgot, right? Like Roy Jones said, y'all must have forgot. Nah, I ain't forget. Check it out. Word of the day is when y'all filling out a piece of paperwork. I'll give you a different one this time. And on that piece of paperwork, sometimes you may see the word, this thing that says, what is your civil status? Right? And you go, what is that? Now you say it to the average person, you go, what is your civil status? Know what that means? That's another way for saying, what is your marital status? What is the option that you have with that particular other person? You know, your marital status. Yes, we're married. Okay, what's your civil status? Another way to look at it, oh, you could say, me and her are divorced. That's a civil status.
Yeah, what that person is to you.
Thank you. That's the way you put it. Another one, because you could go with three. You go with three. You could say, what's your civil status? Could be married. It could be
a widow.
A divorce. Thank you. And it could be, what's the third one? It could be divorce, married, and what? A widow. Yeah, widow. Yeah. So think about, it could be you had a eulogy, or you had a someone reading a will, and they could say, what is your civil status to the deceased? And you say, my civil status to the deceased, this was my ex-husband, my ex-wife.
Yeah.
You know, that's my civil status to the person. See? So you learn something new. That word would be civil status. Another way of saying, what is your relationship to the other person? Mm-hmm. Civil. What is your civil status?
Yep.
But yeah, so like we said, August 19th, it's our anniversary. And then people always ask us, yo, what is the secret? Like the other video we did. What's the secret to y'all long-lasting marriage? What do you guys do? It's like, it's being able to understand, respect each other, even sometimes tolerate each other. Like sometimes she say or do stuff that piss me off, I just laugh it off. I'm like, yeah, he just talking, man.
But you know
and she hate when I'm laughing. Or let's say she mouthing up, right? I won't even say something sometimes. This will piss her off. I won't even say a word. Why she got? I just do this. Every time she talk, every time she stop talking, I go.
Yeah, but then.
And then she start talking again.
Yeah, but then when he, yep.
See, she get mad.
Yeah, but then when
you mad, right? You mad.
But then when he's pissed off, now he let it all out, and then he wind up being like that. He wind up being like that. But most important too in a relationship, you gotta have some little part of your part of your life as far as being a child. Go back to that. Go back to.
Oh, we do all
like
that.
If you had a little brother or sister, you play with them and all that.
Yeah.
We could do that. You got.
We walk in the rain. We go jogging in the rain.
That.
We even have neighbors go, look at them. They going walking in the rain. They crazy. They getting soaking wet.
Yeah,
and we in Florida. It's nice weather. Just rain.
No, and not only that, you have games and all that. Play with each other.
Yeah.
Just take a moment, because sometimes the stress, sometimes feeling like it's the same mode. You can break that, and I think it's part of that.
And we have deep conversations.
Yeah.
We have deep conversations. Whereas it's like, babe, tell me something you never told me before. Tell me something, an old memory of yours, or even first time events type of stuff. What happened when this happened, and when you did this, when you did that, and those are deep conversations. But to answer all those questions, I would go back to you say, well, how did all that help you guys? How did that benefit you guys? I'll go back to my boy Jeffrey Osborne, like he said. What made our relationship so good? It's stuff like this. What we have is much more than they can see. I love that song.
Yeah, I know.
Remember, I used to, back in the days, my wife, I'll be working and they come on the radio. I'm like, babe, turn the such and such radio. Yo, such and such song gonna come. As soon as it come on, she hearing that. And what we have is much more than they can see.
Yes, yeah.
And that's what it is. We do videos like this and we talk about stuff we go through, been through, and that can be helpful to others. But we're not putting all our personal stuff out there, because that's the whole point of, like he said, what we have is much more than they can see. It's like, yo, we have a whole lot much more than what y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? But we could put stuff out there that is helpful to some out there that could say, okay, yeah, I need to try that. I need to do that. I like that you mentioned how we do little simple things, and I said, yeah, we walk in the rain. Sure, one of my biggest videos, I'm doing it in the rain. Remember the video? Careful who you allow in your house. And I had a lot of comments where people were saying, man, why are you in the rain doing that video? Man, I still go walk in the rain.
Even projects around the house.
It's
Even
not
the simplest
yes.
thing that only a one person can do it, but you standing by your spouse, the person that you truly love, you actually go ahead and say, "Oh, babe, would you want me to get you anything?"
I gotta give it to her.
Simple, a bottle of water. You see your man sweating outside with dripping.
Yeah.
Dripping. You
I
know,
don't
you
care
get him a
what it
bottle of
is,
water.
plumbing, electrical, doing floors, sheetrock. There's not one job that I have done by myself. My wife right there by my side. I don't care if I'm doing sheetrock. I'm doing all the concrete that you see. I'm doing concrete. Now, I'm not saying she lifting up the 80-pound bags, but she get me the water hose. She got the measuring tape. She's measuring out the wood. She's getting the wood together. She's drilling them together. She's doing her part. And together, guess what we're doing? We're bonding.
Preach
Well,
it, brother.
Yeah, well, we could honestly say, yo, we did that together. Me and my wife did that together. That's a memory right there. It ain't just a beautiful pad, but we could say, no, me and your mother, we could tell our daughters. When they come, they be like, yeah, me and mommy did that together. With this concrete here, me and mommy did that together. When we did the sheet metal on the pole barn, we did that together. Doing the
Those are
bathrooms,
moments. Those
the
are
total gut job and concrete in the floor, moving the toilet, we did that together. Now, I ain't saying she did I did the major work, but she did her part. But one thing she didn't do, which is unfortunate, I've known guys like this, where the woman go, that's a man's job. I ain't doing that stuff. Nah, my wife has never done that. I don't care what it is. She doing her part. That helps me. Like you said, even with getting me water, wiping the sweat off me, I'm doing some stuff. She's like, oh, babe, let me get this fan on you. You know, some even simple things like that. She let me get the fan on you, babe. I see you sweating your butt off.
Just to be next to you. Just to be next to you, baby.
And what we have is much more than they can see. Let me get a little deep voice. And what we have is much more than they can see. But yeah, it's our anniversary. We love it.
If you was to do it again, Papi, would you marry me again?
I mean,
Would you marry
of
me
course. But it'll be with a set of rules. I'll be like, on this day, when you start running your mouth, I'm giving out free slaps. And I got a lot of slaps. Slappity, 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 slap, slap. That's again. Nah, I love you, man.
You better.
Hey, love you guys out there as well. Appreciate you guys. Peace.